what's up, Scrappy peeps? It's Adele from Inkie Quill, and today I'm up with a Project Life page in my 9x12 album using the November Citrus Twist Pocket Life kit, and I'm over on the blog today with a 3 to Inspire challenge. So I've got 3 things that I'm including in today's Project Life page. If you want to play along, see if you can include these things in your page. I am doing some sort of interesting journaling, whatever that may be. So it could be in a different direction. It could be on something other than just a label or written on a card. I'm also using pattern paper and something puffy. So see if you can include those 3 things if you're up for a bit of a Project Life challenge next time you get scrappy. I'm going through, and I think this was back in April. No, it's May, because May, April. And it was a bit of a funny week. I had quite a few pages in this week, and a lot of the photos had nothing to do with each other. They were all kind of single events or standalone photos. And I don't know about you guys, but I find it harder in my Project Life when I have unrelated photos in the same week. I find it a lot easier if all of the photos are from either the same day or the same event. I find it harder to make them go together. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on that, what you find easier to do. So this first one, I managed to get these 4 still enough in the same photo so that no one was blurry and everyone fit in. To get these 4 still is quite an effort. I will say that Aaron's a little bit easier to keep still compared to the other 3 smaller things, that being Archie and the 2 bunnies, but I'm glad that I managed to snap at least one photo of all 4 of them together. So this is just our usual evenings, what they look like. So while one of us makes dinner, the other one usually stays and hangs with Archie and the bunnies. And I was a little apprehensive at first as to A, how Archie would be with the bunnies, and B, how they would be in turn with him. But I'm very grateful that they get along really well, especially Poppet and Archie. Poppet really loves Arch and follows him around, and Archie bends down and gives a little kisses and pats. It's really sweet, and he's not too in their face, which is very, very lucky. So I'm just I did a little bit of stamping on that label. There's not too much to say to this photo other than it's happy and we're gathering together. I didn't really need to do that much journaling, so I'm just popping a few little puffy embellishments and then some of these beautiful puffy alphas that are in this month's kit. They're like and now I know I don't usually do green, but I can do mint. I can do a minty green, and I just love this font. I have so many of these alphas now in different colors, and they're really handy for Project Life because they're a good size. Next up, this was one of the scrapbook papers that I cut down, and I wanted to do some of the journaling about the bunnies on this card. And I actually took this chipboard piece from the embellishment kit for November, and this is my interesting journaling for the 3 to Inspire challenge. I decided to go roundy rounds with my journaling just because I find it difficult to make things look balanced around circles unless it's an outline, if that makes sense. So I feel like if I had written up the top of that card, the bottom would have looked really empty, or beside the circle embellishment would have looked really empty. And so I thought that going around was the best solution all round. Next up, this would have to be my favourite paper from this month. It's this beautiful one that's got words all over it, and I matted this photo only because the background paper is so wild and bright and geometric, and the colours in this photo are very bright as well. and I just felt they kind of seeped into one another because the background is quite intricate, and I just wanted some sort of definition between my photo and my background. Added a little bit of journaling there on a label. There's always lots of labels in the kit, which is handy. I really love labels. When I started Project Life, I wasn't a fan of labels, and I went through this real kind of stubborn phase, I would say 2014 Project Life. I went through a really stubborn phase where I didn't want to use labels. I refused to use them, and I've come to my senses now and realize how handy they actually are. Now, I've gone off wandering. Oh, there I am. I'm back with that same beautiful Paige Evans chipboard packet, which is in the embellishment kit. And I had to use, there's so many sweet little art supplies on that chipboard sheet, and I wanted to use some of them, even though you don't, for the project that I was doing with these alcohol inks, I didn't actually use a paintbrush, but I felt like it fit the best in the space that I had. Now, this pen, this is it was my Pilot G2 pen, and I don't know what had happened to it. I probably had used it on some wet paint. Let's be real. That's probably what happened. It was probably self-inflicted, and I did something to the tip of the pen. And then I tried to grab another one, and it had the same problem. So you'll see me fight with my pen a little bit in this video. Next up, I stole this photo from my bestie's Snapchat, and it's a photo of her and her doggo. And I really like the background with it because I just felt like the yellowy leaves really went with the grass in the background of her photo. I think she took this around dusk, and so the photo, it has kind of the grass looks brownish and oldish, and I thought it went well with the background card. So then because the photo was so dark and the background so light, I really enjoyed layering that little pink piece from the embellishment pack, because it just kind of gives it a happy middle ground so that it's not so harsh with the darkness of the photo and the brightness of the background. So then this was a cute photo. Archie loves rocks, and he loves making little collections of rocks, and so we went out to, I think there's more photos from here. I'm hoping they're on the other side, or I've just forgotten to print them. Maybe I've forgotten to print them, because I probably would have kept them together. Anyway, we went out for breakfast with some of Aaron's family, and Archie made these little collections of rocks on the picnic bench, and then another little collection of rocks on a different seat, and he just went between them and just kept putting rock here, rock there, rock here, rock there, and so I just wanted to capture a little photo of it. If you have children or grandchildren or some special small humans in your life, what did your kids like to collect? I actually used to collect rocks myself, not just, a lot of the time they were just rocks, like normal plain old rocks, but I also used to collect what I call special rocks that were a bit more gemstony, and I think it's genetic. I think Archie's also going to be a fellow rock collector. Next up, this card. Let's move off the subject of rock collecting, because it's not that riveting, Adele. This one, I wanted to add some journaling, but I didn't want to add it to the photo. So instead, I added it to the top of that card and added one of those little puffy leaf border strips from the puffy stickers. Next up, this card, I really enjoy printing smaller photos, and I get a lot of questions about how I print my photos, and I will film the printing video. I know I've been promising this video for like a year and a half. I think it's so bad. yes, I will. I promise I will get it to you by the end of the year. And I like to print 4 photos to a 4x6 sometimes. I think it just gives changes up the project life a little bit and makes it a bit interesting to have photos of different sizes. And I often print the photos that are taken at night time in this smaller size, just because the quality isn't always that great. Even though I do take them on my iPhone, I've had a lot of issues with the quality of my iPhone photos. I feel like I think I've got a 7. Do I have a 7 plus? I don't know if it's a 7 plus or an 8 plus, but I feel like my iPhone 6 took better photos than the one that I've got now. And so I'm hoping to upgrade my phone next year. And I will admit, Aaron and I have an Android iPhone kind of war that's always been going on. He used to be an iPhone like me, but then went to the dark side. And I have to admit that his phone takes better photos than mine. But I will not let him win, and I will not go to Android. I don't know if you can hear Aaron in the background, but he just went, Android for the win. Let me know in the comments, are you team Android or team iPhone, team Apple? Let me know. The page is all done. If you'd like to see some more pics, you can head over to the Citrus Twist blog. I will be, actually, you should have got 2 videos today. So there should be a video up this morning, a layout, and this video will be up in the evening my time. So a little extra bonus for today, double video week. And I hope you have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye.